Hey, Grandma Allen, this is Tomas Perez Jr. Um, I want to start off by saying thank you for your service in the military. And I'm going to preface this video by saying I'm also a Christian, just like you. And what we have in common is that I'm also a service member. I'm a Navy Seabee. And also, I don't think that tattoos are wrong. I think it's actually kind of silly that the lady judged you as she did for having tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, and the reason is the opposite of your reason. I don't want people judging me by my appearance. I don't want people knowing my story by looking at my skin. If you want to know what I'm about, just ask me and I'll tell you. Or just look at the way I live my life and you can figure it out. Um, Now, I don't speak as well as you do, and that's going to be painfully obvious, hopefully not too painful for the people watching this video and hopefully for you too. But Matthew 7, I think you quoted that. You quoted a verse in Matthew 7 and John 7 and other passages in the Bible, quite a few of them, speak about judging righteously, right? Judge with righteous judgment. So I think it's wrong for the lady to judge you by your appearance, but that's how it works with people. It's not a sound ethical equation that somebody's going to behave a certain way because of the way that they look, but people are going to make those assumptions. Now, with where I think you're wrong, you said that Christianity is a man-run system, and that's why you hate it. Christianity is not a man-run system. If you believe in the life of Jesus, you believe in what Jesus taught, and you believe that Jesus died and resurrected, then you believe that Christianity is true. And also, if Christians are members of the church, and the church is the body of Christ, the church is made up of Christians, and Jesus is the head of the body of Christ, then Christianity is not a man-run system at all. Christianity is a God-run system because Jesus is the head of Christianity. Now, with that said, I'll go to the next point where I think you're wrong. You said that the most self-centered and judgmental people can be found at this place called church every Sunday. I know that's very often repeated by secular people as well as religious people and as well as Christians themselves, but it's false. It's not true. Let me read a quote from you right quick from this book, Christians Are Hateful, Hypocrites, and Other Lies You've Been Told by Bradley R.E. Wright. He says, with measures of love and compassion, Christians do very well as compared to the rest of society. They are neighborly, forgiving, and caring for the poor. And what's more, these measures of general goodwill towards others increase with church attendance, which suggests the possibility that churches effectively teach compassion. And he goes over the numbers in that book, and he goes over quite a few stuff, and I think I recommend reading that book. Another thing I'll commend to you is a video made by Inspiring Philosophy. It's much quicker. It's going to take a lot less longer than reading a book would take. It's just a few minutes long, and I'm going to post a link to it here. He goes very briefly over the history of Christianity and the effects of Christianity on society. And you could also watch a debate between him and Matt Dillahunty, who is a very well-articulated atheist. He's a brilliant person, much smarter than I am, even though I think he's wrong about almost everything because he's an atheist, and I think atheism is not true. But anyway, I also agree that it would be nice if Christians didn't operate out of a moral performance narrative where we look down at people for not living their lives as well as we do. I think we ought to be operating out of a grace narrative, seeing people as they really are, which is made in the image of God, but they're fallen, and they desperately need Jesus, just as we desperately need Jesus. We can't give Jesus to people if we're avoiding them because of the lives that they're living, right? I think you point that out yourself. We can't do that. So we ought to judge righteously, and we ought to love our neighbors, and we can't love them if we're avoiding them. So I say that, and I want to say that let's grow. Growth begins with you personally. It begins on a personal level. Growth begins with me. So let's grow, and let's go give them heaven. Peace.